All right, the first thing I'd like to do is I'd like to show you what we need to do in order to get this week's peer revision assignment done. So you're going to need to head over to week 13. Once you get to week 13, you're going to go back to the same place where you turned in the peer revision assignment the other day. And then once you're there, I'm going to show you, you're going to click on that link, and then you're going to migrate over here to, actually down to this one, sorry about that, to this dashboard. And this dashboard is what's going to pop up when you click on that assignment. And then you're going to head to these peer mark reviews. And then under the peer mark reviews, you're going to have to hit start a review. You're going to click on this, and then your screen here, this will probably be blank. It's likely that you will not actually see this, but you're still going to go to the start a review. Once again, start the review right there under this tab here. And what that's going to do is that's going to open up another student's paper for you to write reviews in. And I'll show you what that looks like. Now, you're going to have to write reviews for 2 students' papers. And you'll be prompted with a question. So it'll be pretty straightforward. Once you get in there, it's pretty easy to follow along with what you need to do. So then, once you get in there, this is what it'll look like. Let me move this over for you. Hang on a second here. I'm going to delete that, and I'll pull this in. Okay, so once you get into writing the review, over here, let me move this around. You're going to have the student, your fellow peers paper. And I took a screenshot because I didn't want to show an actual paper in here. But over on this side of the page, this is going to be the student's paper. And so they'll have their APA header, and hopefully they'll have the running head up here and the page number. And then as you scroll down, you'll see the rest of the paper. Now over here, you've got questions. And so in this box, you can see you have a 10-word minimum for this particular question. And then I believe there are 5 questions. Now I realize some of you will notice that there are some typos in these questions. I apologize for that. After these questions were submitted, when I was doing a rough draft, there was no way to go back and edit those. So I do realize they're there, and I do apologize for that. All right, so after you go through and you answer all these questions, you need to hit submit. And what that allows, after you hit submit, that'll allow your peers to actually see the comments that you gave them. It'll also allow me as the instructor to see the comments that you gave your students. So just know that completing these questions, this is part of your rough draft grade. Now you get some points for just, number one, for just turning in a rough draft, because I know some of you had a little bit of struggle with that. So if you turned the rough draft in properly, you get the points for turning it in. And then my pen's having some issues here, turning it in. And then you have this revision feedback that you need to give to your fellow students. So let me know if you have any questions while you're completing that. I'm happy to help you out. And then the last stage, if we go down, we'll migrate down here. You should see, click on that, delete that. I'll pull this one into frame for you. You should see, when you go back to your peer mark review, you may need to go under here and say write a review again in order to get number 1 and number 2 to show up. But over here, it'll show you how much you have completed. So if you hit the save button when we were on that previous screen, let's say you only have time to get partway through one of these reviews, because I know they might take a while. If you hit save, then down here, it'll show you what percentage of progress you've made on that particular review. And then if you click on that blue button, you can go back in and you can continue your review at a later time and date. Now, you'll want to pay close attention to the checklist dates to review when this is due. All right, let me know if you have any questions.